Okay, has everybody submitted their questions they would like answered? I need, in all fairness at this time, I need to ask, is there a spokesperson in the audience for Mr. Collier? Mr. Collier is not with us this evening. I apologize. I'm really disappointed. But like I said, in all fairness, I wanted to ask if there was a spokesperson, since he could not be with us this evening. Okay then, at this time we will begin our second part of this forum, and this is for Ward Seat 4, City Commission, Shawnee, Oklahoma, and we have candidate Timmy Young with us this evening. And at this time, I'm going to yield the floor to Mr. Young, and he has 5 minutes if he wants to use all of those minutes for his opening remarks. Mr. Young.
Thank you, Ms. Sharp. As I was given part of the rules, I wanted to share with you that I do want the opportunity for a rebuttal.
He's got a great sense of humor.
But I do thank each one of you for coming out. Thank you for the TV audience for tuning in tonight. I'm very nervous at this moment to speak, but I'm going to do it anyway. I'm going to whistle while I do it. But anyway, my objective, of course, is to win an election. Why do I want to win an election? Well, I want to continue representing Ward 4 in the city of Shawnee. I believe during my 13-month period of being on the commission here, I've been fair, I've been thoughtful, I've upheld the rules of the Oklahoma Municipal League. I'm not one that gets on the telephone and discuss how my votes are going to go. I don't know who's going to make the motion nor second the motion. I believe that in government we should be fair, and one of my objectives is to be fair. I do know that each time I sit at this seat that I'm going to be fair. And being fair is the right thing to do, and it's always the right time to do the right thing. Being fair in what's taking place in our community is not always going to be the most popular choice. Sometimes, not sometimes, all the time, there's somebody who's going to be against what I vote for, but I believe I'm voting for what's right. In voting for what's right, I believe it's going to help move the city forward. In moving the city forward, I believe we have something to be proud of. As I sit here today, I think of the words of my grandfather, who made a statement to my dad in the late 60s or early 70s, who said, "Son, we've done a good job of keeping a good name for our family. Don't mess it up." And as I sit here now, I believe that I've kept a good name for our family, and I expect my children to do the same thing. Setting an example by being here for my children is a good thing. I don't always have the free time that I once did, but my children know that I'm here to make a difference. I'm here representing a community that I love. Of all the places to go in America, I chose Shawnee. In fact, I have a little motto. I've been across America, everything's the same. I came back to Shawnee where everybody knows my name. I love Cheers. But I'm here, and I believe, based on my education level, I can go anywhere I want to in America, but I choose Oklahoma. I choose Shawnee. I love this community. I always have, always will. I thank God for my pastor, Cliff Briscoe, being in the audience tonight. He's my spiritual leader. I appreciate his support. I appreciate all of you who have prayed for me. I do understand that we don't battle against flesh and blood. I believe in God very strongly. I believe in the name of Jesus Christ. And I must make a stand. I'm not afraid of it. What can you do? Not much. But I believe that it takes a bold person to sit in this position. The reason why I can be bold is because I know who I belong to. And as I cast my votes, it's not always popular, but I believe it's right. And the things that I do in this community, I don't care if I get credit for it. It does not matter to me if my name is on anything. I care about it being done. And once we get the final results of it being done, we just move forward and have a good time. To do it in love, That's the best way to do it, but it didn't always happen. My objective for being here, once again, is to be fair. Not to have any quit. I'm here tonight. I was asked to come, and I had another meeting to attend earlier. But because I am dedicated to this position, I'm going to do what's necessary. Many people are expecting to hear from me tonight, so I'm here. At the time I've been on the commission, I've missed 2 meetings. One was earlier this month. I was very ill. Another time I was away in Japan, didn't make it back in time. But whenever we have the doors open for the chambers, I'm going to come in. And you guys know that we make quite a bit of money doing this. Just joking. You know we don't make a penny.
There's that sense of humor again.
My goals of this community, of course, the water problems. We need to take care of our water problems. Economic development. We bring economic development in here. We've got enough money to take care of our water problems, take care of our recreation problems. But we'll get there. The main goal, once again, is to be fair. We need a better quality of life in Shawnee.
Thank you. You have just heard from candidate Timmy Young, running for Ward 4 seat on the City Commission, Shawnee, Oklahoma. Okay, now we will open our session to questions from the audience. That is, if your moderator can read them. Thank you for the loaning of your glasses, Karen. Okay. Hold on, let me ask you one question. I can read this, but I'm just not sure. Okay. Collier's backers are upset that sidewalks are required in new neighborhoods. What is your position on this?
Keep building them. I can elaborate.
I was going to say, answers that short, we'll be out of here in 5 minutes.
I have no problem with that.
Would you like to elaborate, or that's a good answer?
We do need sidewalks. One of the things that we do, and everyone here, I'm almost certain, drove a vehicle to this location. But not everyone has a driver's license. How do they get around town? Do they walk through everybody's yard? Do they have to walk on the street? Have you not noticed the number of pedestrians on the streets on Kickapoo and Harrison? We don't have enough sidewalks in Shawnee. New development says build a sidewalk so people will have a place to walk, better quality of life. I understand who was not satisfied?
Collier's backers are upset.
I sure hope Billy Collier's for sidewalks in this community. Hopefully he knows somebody that's in a wheelchair, has a prosthesis on his leg. Hopefully he knows somebody who wants to get around this community. But I dare anybody to look around Shawnee and discover that it's not growing. It is going north. If you're going to go north to where everything is located, you need a place to walk. You need a place to travel. Sidewalks are necessary. Bike trails would be nice. Jogging trails would be even nicer. But we got to start somewhere. Let's start with those people who are walking and without cars. We don't need to be so insensitive that we do not recognize that not everyone has a car. Not everyone has a license. There are some people in this community who have lost their license, maybe to a DUI or some other reason, blindness, and they still need to get around. The sidewalks are there. There's no such thing as an endless sidewalk. Is that the ad I saw? It may be going nowhere today, but it's going to go somewhere later as we continue to grow. Thank you.
Price of gas going up, many of us may be walking. So we need those sidewalks.
See Mark Seahorn about a little moped.
Okay, next question. I and dozens of my fellow citizens are growing tired of constant bickering, backbiting, and uncivil comments. You have always been kind, careful, and civil in your remarks. In your opinion, does city government have to be so negative? Is there any place for a Christian?
Yeah, right here at Ward 4 seat. Yeah, it's a good place for a Christian to sit right here. Yes, government is a good place for a Christian. There's a lot of backbiting, but you will notice that I've not made one negative comment about my opponent. Until tonight, I don't think I've even mentioned my opponent's name publicly. I don't have anything negative to say about the young man. I believe that he is a hardworking American. He is a citizen of Shawnee. Why do I need to bash him? There's nothing for me to bash. I'm letting you see who I am. Negativity in government. If you are, excuse me, Liz, close your ears. If you're weak-minded and you listen to that mess, that's your problem. But if you know the truth and you just stand on the truth, you're okay. But whenever when you know the truth, you can rest there. But when you don't know the truth, that's when the negativity takes advantage. And I believe it knocks everything out. To have a good, clean campaign, that's a good way to go. Let the voters see what each individual is about, and not the complaints here and complaining there and complaint. And I've never met Billy Collier, but I have a feeling that he didn't write his own ads. Thank you.
Let me ask right now, are there any other questions in the audience that need to be picked up at this time? Okay. Our last question to you is probably going to be your closing remarks. This is worded very well. What is your vision for the future of the city? What is your role in bringing that about?
My vision for the city of Shawnee, once again, as I stated during my interview for this position, has to do with the word community. And the one word within the word community is unity. I envision seeing our community coming together, working on problems together, to move forward together, without all the bickering, without all the special interest groups saying me, me, me. And that's the biggest problem we have, is the me, me, me situation. Whenever we take an opportunity to look at somebody else and say, what can I do to help you? What can I do to serve you? This community will be able to go forward in the right direction. But whenever we have to turn that inward eye and say, what can I do for myself and what can you do for me? We're not going to be able to grow. My vision of this community is growth through economic development, having the retail stores here in Shawnee where we can go shop and buy children's clothes, where we can buy the clothes for the larger clothes, I shouldn't say oversized, the larger clothes, to go to the nice restaurants, places we can go to buy our things here, as opposed to making that trek down the road 25 miles to Midwest City and spending our tax dollars there. My idea of this community is to have great recreational facilities where our children can go to a basketball court and play basketball, and go to a merry-go-round and go round and round in circles and get really dizzy. For our kids to be able to play basketball, I see our community growing in the areas of becoming once again the tennis capital of Oklahoma. We need to resurface our tennis courts and start a program for tennis. And all of our athletics can use a boost starting from the foundation levels and to come up. If you notice the things about colleges going through March Madness right now, schools are recognized based on their basketball teams. It's kind of like that in towns. We know about Jinx America, but we know they win championships. We're in Shawnee. I like to see us be able to win some more championships, to have some more gold balls and with the nets on them, and just have a lot of pride. I remember that feeling in 2003. We won the state championship, and I was there along with about, I don't know, maybe 20,000 other people from Shawnee. There was a lot of people there, and it was just a great feeling. But we want to be able to champion the cause of Shawnee becoming a great place to live, a place of with great quality of life. With the bickering that we have going on, it causes things to stop. But I envision that we just come together one day and say, okay, let's put down this thing, let's work together, let's do it one project at a time. Living in a clean community, clean words, kind words. We don't always have to be evil. And I do understand, I may be talking to just a handful of people right now, because there's other people just pointing their finger at their TV right now. No problem, you can do that all you need to. But I still believe that we need to get by with love. And love is going to be the key to our community coming together. Thank you.
Okay, at this time, if there are no more questions, you may continue on this roll with your closing remarks if you would like another 3 minutes, Mr. Young.
Do I get 3 minutes to rebuttal also? This way. But with our community coming together, I do believe once again that we will be able to accomplish those things that we need. I believe that we bring in some of these tournaments across the area. We have great golf courses here. We can have a golf tournament going on every other weekend if we choose to at one of our locations, which will bring in tax dollars. We can have softball tournaments taking place with our new facilities that we're going to build, soccer tournaments. People will spend money in our community. We will have more tax dollars. We need to replace our pipelines, transmission lines from Shawnee to Twin Lakes. We need to extend another 9 miles and connect with the Atoka line if we ever need to tap into another supply line. There's many things that we need in this community, but quality of water is very necessary. So I believe in taking care of those things first, but in order for us to get that money there, we have to start thinking together, and we have to start thinking alike. All the bickering that's taking place in the community, hey, if you choose to keep Shawnee back, that's your choice. But we have the opportunity to be one of the finest communities in America. We do have that opportunity, and it's only opportunity until we take advantage of it. And I believe we need to put our differences aside and work one goal at a time and move forward. My phone has always been available to the public. I've never had a private phone number. I'm listed in a phone book. You know how to contact me. If you want to share something with me, that's fine. If you disagree with me, that's fine too. I'm a listen. That's my job as a public servant. I'm a born servant. Hopefully you are as well. We don't have a lot of people applying for this position, which is kind of strange, because I remember when I stood there for an interview, there was 5 of us, quality candidates, and I was chosen out of the 5, and I'm like, wow, that's a big thing. Why don't we have that many people today? When it comes time for elections this year, get out, put your name in the hat, make a difference. Don't be the complainer. Don't be the problem. If you're not part of the solution, you're part of the problem. Become part of the solution. Help Shawnee grow to its maximum, to its fullest, and we can become the best community in Oklahoma.
Thank you. Once again, you have just heard from candidate Timmy Young, and he is running for Ward 4 seat, City Commission, Shawnee, Oklahoma. Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
We always like to close with our favorite phrase, democracy is not a spectator sport, so exercise your right, your privilege, go out and vote, and particularly April the 1st. Thank you for being here.
Thank you. Vote for Timmy Young.